Champions League is back on the menu for Chelsea, and as a fan, we've been waiting multiple seasons. Now, we obviously are going against the juggernaut Bayern Munich tomorrow in Germany, which is going to be a very difficult match for Chelsea. But I do believe we have the caliber of players to go to Germany and actually get a result in this first match. Now, granted, the way the style is set up now in the Champions League, it's been completely different since Chelsea were last in it. With this group stage, we don't have to go out and win this first match, but granted, setting the stage right by winning that first match, again, gets us even closer to getting to the knockout stages. That all being said, though, I do think, like I said, Enzo Maresca definitely will have his work cut out. Now, that's not to say he cannot understand how to break down Bayern Munich, because we've seen him do this in the Club World Cup against PSG, Benfica, just to name a few clubs. We've also seen him do it in the Conference League, Real Betis in the final as well. So this man knows what he needs to do and is very flexible when it comes to his tactics. And I think we are going to have to be very flexible against Bayern Munich, because obviously, if you're looking at the front three or their attacking third they have, Harry Kane obviously is very good in front of the goal, so we don't have to worry about him. Michael Olise, we know how well he can play, and then even Luis Diaz on that left side. Those three players can easily slice through defenses, and we have seen our defenses struggle as of lately. Just recalling against our Brentford match, we were hit on the counterattack multiple times. Yes, it only led to one goal, but it could have been multiple more goals in that match. Bayern Munich obviously have key players that can hit us on the counterattack, and granted, they can also beat us with multiple passes throughout the entire pitch. This is where it's going to be very difficult, because we're going to really have to rely on our midfield, which we typically have to do with Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I'm going to have to say Moise Caicedo is going to have to put it in another almost 10 out of 10 match play in this game, because if he does not, we will struggle in that midfield. And if we cannot get our bodies into that midfield and control that area, again, Bayern Munich's going to be able to run rapid on us, because the way we usually like to play is, again, spreading out the pitch and having players out on the touch lines. If we do that, like I said, that may leave wide open down the middle for them to kind of just drive right through. Like I said, we probably will see Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez pairing in that. I do think this is a match we do see Reece James and Cucurella playing as a right back, left back, and then we're probably going to go with Tosin and Chalba. I think that has been our best match, even though we have seen a few cracks in the armor with those two guys. But I do believe if we do with Cucurella into that midfield, like the inversion that we have seen multiple times, that should help buffer our midfield with those two other players. And then obviously Cole Palmer, it looks like he's fully fit. We just saw him play in our last match. He came on for X amount of minutes, scored a goal, maybe should have had a second one, but it looks like he should be starting this match. Now, I don't know how fully fit he is. If he is back to 100%, we may have to manage his minutes in this match, and gratefully, if we do go up quickly, hopefully we can take him off, and maybe if we go down too much, we can also take him off, but hopefully we are in the driver's seat in this match. And in the attacking third, I do think this is a match where Garnacho actually makes the most sense. Now, I know he hasn't been at Chelsea for very long, but if you are thinking about how well he did for Manchester United a couple seasons ago in the Champions League, he was actually a very good player, and I do think we saw some of those sparks of energy that he can bring in the Brentford match, because he only got about 15 minutes for the most part. Yes, he did struggle a little bit defensively-wise, which did lead to that goal, but I do think if we were going to rely on him going forward, he could be very vital for us. I do think we also see Pedro Neto on the right side. João Pedro most likely will start again for us, just because we are kind of hindered with the attacking striker that we have currently right now. Mark A can be the other option, but again, it just wouldn't make sense for him to start in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. So João Pedro most likely will start in that position, and like I said, Cole Palmer being in that 10 role. Overall, I do think, like I said, if we can be very cohesive in this match, we can win this match. But like I said, it's very difficult when it comes to playing Bayern Munich at any given time, and we all know how well they do in the Champions League. So this first match will be a massive test for Chelsea, for Enzo Maresca, and for this young squad, because they obviously haven't played in the Champions League together. This is the first time. I'm trying to think if Reece James might be the only player that has played in the Champions League, and Cole Palmer, I guess. But really, a lot of these players have not played in the Champions League, in a big setting like this could make a huge difference. So hopefully the team can stick together cohesively wise. Enzo Maresca can get the best of this team, and we do get all 3 points. Now, granted, like I said, it's a massive uphill battle, but Chelsea still have the capabilities of winning this match. I do want to know what you guys think, what your predictions are. My prediction is a 2-2 draw in this match, but I do hope that we do win this match 2-1 or 3-2. But overall, I think a 2-2 draw would be absolutely phenomenal for Chelsea going into this match. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.